Hi everyone, and today I'm going to introduce about the CRUD function and also connect the front end and back end. And first of all, I'm going to introduce about what is CRUD. And this is about the basic function of a database system. And this four letters means create, read, update, and delete. Means the four basic function of a database system. And how we connect the front end and back end. Today we are going to use the React app and also in the front end, and in the back end we would use the Node.js and MySQL as our database. So today this video will bring you to go through the process about how us to download the React app and how to use MySQL Workbench, and also how we successfully to connect the front and back end. And also today we are reference the codes we are using is in the videos at the right. So if you are have more interested in this kind of tutorials, welcome to see the videos the originally I reference it. So let's go. Okay, and before we start to do this kind of coding and testing, and let me show you about what it will be success and how the database will look like. So now here's a website that can show the name and age and also the informations we want, and also we can fill it out and make it into a database. So now here's an example that the guy named Frank, and he's 20 years old and from Taiwan, also a student, and also his waging student is 16 years. And now when you push the button add employee, there will it the successful will be like they will be connected, and in here we will see the database here. Yeah, Frank. So this time we will make it we will say it is a successful database. Okay, so now we are going to do this from 0 to 1. And if you are interested, you can also make it when I just having this kind of coding. And you can just stop it when you are using you are okay. Okay, and since I said I have referenced the codes, so here's the video I referenced, and in the information area, they will have it enables a code here, and when I click it, it will be here, and we need to download the code from here to our desktop. So I just download it, so it is okay. So and I just tell you how to do this. It have some ways to download this code by opening a desktop if you have a GitHub, and also you can download this download zip and just extract it when you need to use it. Okay, so we are going to our coding part, and now we just can open a folder you can set up a new one from just here and set up a new one. And this is our class homework video, and this is your homework 0. And but I just made it to test to know I just successfully, and now I need to test to teach you guys. And so here I just named it homework 0 -1. Okay, it's okay to have any name. And I select it, and it will make it my place to put this code. And first of all, we just open our terminal and can use we can now need to check about where we are in now. And now we are in the homework 0-1, the folder, and we need to set up 2 folders. One is for client for front front end, and also another one server for the back end. So we can use the NKDIR, these kinds of directions to tell the computer we need to make a folder. Yeah. And now mkdir and one for client. And here we'll tell you that you make a folder client. And here I will also have the client folder here. Yeah. And also another one for the server. Yeah. And so now we have two folders, one for front end and one for back end. Okay, so I would do the front end first and the back end, and then back end. But there's no preference or priorities to build up front end or back end first. That's just my priority. Yeah. So as for the front end, we need to download the React app for the front end. And here's a direction of this downloading. Is like, oh no, there's a very important point is that you need to go into the client folder first, and this will use the direction cd and just write where we are going to. And now we will see here is the client. It's in the client, so we can start to download the React app. And the code is like npx and create React app, and also a dot. And when we push the enter, it will start to help us to download our React app. And this makes it needs some time. And now, since it needs some time, we add a terminal, the second terminal, that we can build a server part first. And also we go into the server folder, and this time we need to build our backend, and we use npm init, and it will help us to download a package. And there will be many questions to ask you. You just enter and make it to, if it's okay, just answer the yes. So here is a package, and that's what we need. And also we can see that here it needs also a document named index.js in this server in this server folder. So we just add an index.js in here. Okay, and now we see that, oh, here's needs some time. So we just wait about it, and we can see that here the client is also start to having some package in there while we are downloading the React app. Okay, since we see the happy hacking here, it means that React app is finished their downloading, and we can try to open the React app from in the client folder and type in the npm start. And it will help you to just open a file, and yeah, if there is something that you just allow it, it's okay. Oh wow. Okay, and sometimes you need to a while to let it run. It needs a process time. Okay, and here we see this picture. It means that we built up our React app successfully, and now we can just to edit this part at src and fjs to having what we want. Okay, so we just put the front end here. And also and now we can just reference our codes from the video. And let me find it. And here, I just downloaded it to my GitHub. And this time what we need is these three documents: FCSS, FJS, and also index.js. And we just move these three documents to our client folder. Oh wow, something happened. Oh, here. We just moved it to the client XRC folders to replace it, and it will warning you that it is whether we need to replace just make it replace it. Okay, so all of the columns we need it is finished. So we can try to see our React app. Oh, and here's an error code because our computers don't have this module didn't have these modules yet. So we need to download it in our terminals. And its name is ASIOS. And we can just copy it and go back to our terminal, and we can press Ctrl+C to quit the React app and just download the things we're missing from npm install, and it will now to build up this module, and later we just can use these modules. Okay, so here it finished the downloading, and we can play it again. Okay, we cannot reach, so we can just open it again from npm start. Okay, it will open it again. And now we should see the successful type. As for the columns, what we see in the beginning of our video. Yeah, here. This these columns and two buttons. But now we cannot use this function because it just front end, it just the appearance. But the back end we are not built up yet. Okay, and now we can back to our server folder, and now we can try to run our index.js file by Node.js. So the direction is like node dot and maybe the slash, I don't know how to say that, slash and index.js. Oh, let me think about it. Yeah, and since nothing inside is because that we didn't use our reference codes, and now we just open our reference code to having this index.js also replace this file. Okay, so we can see it just help us to set up all we need in maybe to connect the front end and also the database. Now we can try again this redirection. Okay, and here's we can find out. Here's warning code that it didn't found many modules, and now we can see that here we use these three modules, but we didn't download it. So also we just use the NTN install direction to download the modules we need, and also this direction we can download three modules one time by when you finish typing one module, just delete the blank and also type another modules you need. So this time we need the module express, MySQL, and also course. And through this kind of codes, we can download it by one time. Okay. And when it's finished, we can just again. Okay, and when you see this, hey, your server is running on port 3001, and that means your backend is okay. And now we are going to build up our database system. So we use the MySQL workbench to build up our database. And since I have already logged in, so I can just click in my database system. But since if you are the first time to go in, you need to maybe sign up or log in again. Okay, so we just enter our workbench, and now the first thing we need is to add a schema. Okay, and we need to give a schema name, and I would like to name it to employee system. Yeah, and it may just jump out a window that to ask you what you need to have, and but it's okay. We also can build the tables or other things later. So just apply it, and it just finished. Okay, so you can see here's a schema, then employee system, and when you click it, you have more things you can set up. And this time we will use tables. So since we don't have any tables in the schema, we can just click the right button of your mouse and create a table. Okay, and also I name this table employee table. Okay, and I just can apply it, and here's the coding part. You can to decide how many columns you need and what kinds of columns you need. And this time we need our column like employee name, and use the varchar. And varchar is a type of the SQL, and it means that we need to type the words, and the numbers at back, it means that how many words you can type maximum. Instead of name, and we also need the employee's age, and we typing in the numbers and also name the integers. So we use int to show it, and also the country. It is the voucher pie. Also 20. And also the invoice position. Use the voucher. And maybe 30. And also the weight. Use the integer. And since we type all the columns we need, we just put apply. and you can see here there's a column and then age, country, position, wage, and the data type they need. And also if we click this time, it will see the later the datas. The data you will just fill it in the web page. Okay, and here's the setup of our database, and now we need to connect the front end, back end, and also our database. And this time we need to write the code in the index.js in our server folder about our passwords of our database. And here's my password. I just type it in. And this time we need to notice about that if the name of the database is same as we typed in the workbench. Yeah, employee system is all the lowercase of our alphabets, and also check it. We can check it. Okay, and since we already run our server and also the client part oh, we think we need to reopen it by npm starts. Okay, so let it process a while. Okay, so now we just take an example, and I just take my information. It's okay. And so I'm Irene, and also 20 years old from Taiwan, and now I'm a student. Oh my god. And also I have been a student for maybe 10 years. Okay, since we fill up all this information, so we can add employee A. And since here didn't have anything, it seems that we have some problems here, and now we can to debug our problems. Okay, and we can check here's their table is named employees, and we can check. Oh, I just named it employee. So here's why it cannot be connected. So I just change the name, and we can close it. We can close and open again through the Control C plus Control C, Control and plus C. Okay, but I think we can first open the backend. Okay, we can just use NTN init to open it. Okay, and also use the Node.js. Okay, and since now we open the backend, and also we are going to open the front end. Again, to check if it is successfully to be opened and connected from the three sides. Okay, just filling my information again. 20 years old, from Taiwan, and position students, maybe 10 years, and add it. Oh wow, where there's don't have any things. Okay, so this time we need to debug why we don't have this. We can see employee system. employee system. Oh, because our table did not change the name successfully, so we need to remember that if we change anything and we need to click the apply and also we apply it. So we can just try again, add employee. Maybe some of the things will be closed when we have arrows. So also you will need Node.js to open it again. Okay. And also, so here is some arrows we see it's okay. And we can just open the client again. NTNU starts. We give it some time. I hope we can just finish this soon. Continue. Yeah. Student. And years. Okay. Oh, so if we see this window, and it means that we successfully to add our information into our database, and we can see here this is the one I just put in, and we can just try again. We can use another name, maybe Alice. Okay, and maybe she's a artist, and maybe 5, and we can add another one. Okay, we can see our workbench and refresh it. And since I push the button 2 times, and here's two data here, and now it means that we all finished these connections from front end, back end, and the database. And thank you for your time today to see how we connect it and the CRUD functions. And maybe we can see you next time. Bye bye.